actually have a little bit of news that I want to put to you right now. We have learned tonight that there is a Senate Intelligence Committee report that is complete but as yet unreleased that will specifically debunk this theory that's being put forward by the president and his allies. Apparently, the Senate Intelligence report looked at this issue, specifically debunked it. It's been sitting in the Office of the Director of National Intelligence for months, awaiting declassification, but it hasn't yet been released. We're told by a spokesperson from Mark Warner, the top Democrat on that committee, that that is what that report concludes. Given the way this is being pushed, does debunking help? Does debunking make a difference? Putting the Senate Intelligence Committee on the record, as apparently they will be, as saying this is nonsense, do you think that can short-circuit what the Russians and the president and his allies are doing?
Well, I think that it's useful to have an authority like the Senate Intelligence Committee coming out with an authoritative view on this matter. We already heard from Dr. Fiona Hill, who had access to all the most sensitive intelligence in her job as Senior Director for Russia and Europe at the National Security Council, testifying that this conspiracy theory was nonsense. So we've already heard from senior officials. And by the way, Dr. Hill also had a background on the National Intelligence Council, so she knows what she's talking about. But it's still helpful to have the Senate come out with this report. What I find just amazing is that somehow this conspiracy theory keeps being repeated by folks, especially on the GOP side, who then later say, well, you know, I'm not sure, but everyone's entitled to their opinion. They kind of traffic in this, and then they disavow perhaps for a short while, but then they come back at it a couple days later. So clearly this suits the purpose for the Republican Party at the present moment, but it really suits Vladimir Putin's interests. And that's what's most disturbing about all of this. And a lot of, I mentioned already that Maria Zakharova from the Russian Foreign Affairs Ministry spread this conspiracy theory originally. But a lot of the other stuff that's coming out of Ukraine that's being fed to Mr. Giuliani and other people in President Trump's inner circle is coming from people who have ties to either Russian intelligence agents or to pro-Russian groups, pro-Russian political parties inside Ukraine. So there's a pro-Russian element to all of this, even if it's not coming directly from Russians.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.